Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Man Cave. And yesterday was a 4-shower day. It really was. It was a long, hard day yesterday. And I have a rather lengthy video for a vlog to show you. I think it's almost 13 minutes long. And it does cover quite a few things, but mostly at least it starts out covering the unscheduled project that happened yesterday. And it was a doozy, really. And that's kind of typical of how my days go. You never, I'm almost like holding my breath, hoping that nothing pops up. It's amazing how much stuff pops up around here. Anyway, I serviced the lawn tractor yesterday, as I told you. That was one of the prime things on the list, because whenever Sue wants the lawn tractor worked on, you pretty much just drop everything and work on it. And so I worked on that till almost 11 o'clock. Took another shower, ate lunch. That was the second shower of the day. And then I went back out there at 12:30 to start on the unscheduled project. And basically, there was a break in there, but I basically worked on that till about 8:30 last night. Here's the video. It starts off with Sadie, by the way. So people have been asking about Sadie, so let's give you a good glimpse at her. She has grown a lot. People are always asking about Sadie. She's doing good. You can see she's getting really big. And the last 2 days, she hasn't jumped on me. So that's amazing. So maybe she is learning, and I haven't had to take any action. So that's awesome. And look at her. She just knows to pick up stuff. Bring it here. Give it here. Give it here. Come on. Give it here. Let go. Good girl. All right. Here you go. Go get it. Bring it here. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. 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 Good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Good girl. All right. Drop it. Just drop it. Well, I came down here to show you my project for yesterday that wasn't on my list. This happens pretty much every day. There are projects that pop up pretty much every day that are not on my list. And if you can see here, that whole corner pretty much got destroyed yesterday by that limb. Sue was backing it up by herself, and quite honestly, it could have happened to me. I'm not picking on her, because backing up a big trailer like this by yourself is not the easiest thing to do. And that tree limb didn't give. Ironically, I've been thinking about cutting that whole limb off anyway, because it's kind of growed out over the building there, and it's not a good thing. And besides that, the fact that it's so heavy and big, it could split the tree anyway. And yeah, so I don't know, but regardless, that took pretty much all day to fix. It broke the aluminum in 2 places, and it dented the stainless steel around there. And you can probably see that it's got a little bit of a wrinkle to it now, but I straightened it out pretty well. And I had to weld this aluminum in 95-degree heat with the wind blowing, and it's a vertical weld on top of that, and it's relatively thin aluminum. And that's only the 3rd thing I've ever welded in aluminum. And it worked pretty well, I have to admit. It took a long time. I started working on that around 12:30 yesterday. Worked on it till 3:30. The wind was just driving me crazy, so I quit and waited till hopefully the wind died down. I came back out at 7 or a little before 7. The wind was still blowing, and fortunately I watched enough videos to maybe learn some better settings on my welder, and it welded better, and I got her done and got the pop rivets back in on the stainless steel part. And believe it or not, one of the hardest things was drilling out the pop rivets that were already there. Now you might say, well, you're an idiot because pop rivets drill out real easy. Not so much in this case. It wasn't that they were spinning. Yeah, I've had that happen, but that wasn't what was happening. They had somehow case hardened. I think they were stainless steel pop rivets, and I sharpened the drill and resharpened the drill, and the drill would cut in anything else, but it would not cut those stupid pop rivets. And yeah, you could say, well, just put them in a different place, but then you'd have new holes in your stainless steel, and I didn't want to do that. So bottom line is, it just took a long time to get those pop rivets out. I finally ended up punching them out, and at least I got it done. It was really a pain. I'm seriously telling you, it was a major pain. This horse trailer is custom built horse trailer, and I think we're going to be putting it up for sale. She's presently detailing it. That's why we're bringing it up here. I'm going to work on the air conditioner, get that working again. I think it's something very simple. I think it's just mud daubers is what I'm guessing. I thought I'd just give you a tour of the horse trailer to show you. It's got some pretty cool latches. You just push the button and pop the latches. And, you know, it's not perfectly cleaned up right now, so you'll have to excuse a little bit of mess, but it's not too bad. And it's a slant 3 horse trailer. You can put 3 horses in here, and it works really well. It's it's got places for feed up in here, here, and then I think this has a feed bag over here. There's a door into the living compartment there. This area back here, while we're back here, I'll just show you, is a tech area. Again, it's got that button, push it, and just open it up here. And this is a large tack area. It's really nice. Holds supplies and things. You can put your saddles on here, and this pulls out. You can, well, I say that this is not for saddles. I'm sorry. This is for like saddle blankets. I'm sure that's what it's for. I never use it, as you can tell. And anyway, the saddles go here, of course. And you got places to hang your bridles and different things over here. Let's go around and get into the living quarters. I think we can get into it from here, I think, if it's not locked. Don't know if it's locked or not. Nope, it's not. And there's a grill on the floor there. But then you come in here, and I don't know if the lights are going to work in here or not, because I haven't checked it yet. And I don't know where the lights are, to be honest with you. Don't really know. There's one light. Again, things are not cleaned up, but these are custom copper sinks, really nice. Mirrors, closets, full shower, really nice. Back here, again, I don't know where the lights are, so give me a break. Okay, there's some lights. Whoops, I'm hitting the wrong button or something. Anyway, maybe you can see it. It's a little dark, but there's a full bed up there, lots of cabinetry, a microwave, kitchen, top there, a cooktop, sink, of course, cabinet, more cabinets. This pulls out to make a bed also. It's just really a nice camper. Just really nice. Lots of cabinet space and closet space. As you can see, there's just lots of space in the thing. Full refrigerator. It's really just a very, very nice outfit. As far as I know, everything works on it, with the exception of, right now, the air conditioner, but I'm pretty sure that's easy fix. This is where you start the generator. It has a big generator also. And of course, here's the door that goes outside. And I didn't even know it did that. I didn't know how that opened. I've really never messed with it much. Sue and my daughters have gone on trail rides and things like that with it. Just give you an idea what it looks like from this side. So it's so big, it's hard to get far enough away right here. I got a lot of stuff in my way. And you can see there's 2 propane tanks, a spare tire. The tires are all pretty much new, I think. So it's in very good shape. Gooseneck type connection. It's got a electric winch that winches it up and down. And of course, a place to connect up to electric. It's got sewer, of course. Pretty much it's got everything you would ever want to go camping with your horses. So if somebody's interested in this, shoot us an email and we'll talk about it. These are nice windows that open, and they open in multiple ways. As you can see, there's sliders for air vents. There's bars across them so the horses couldn't break them out or whatever. It's just a really nice trailer, really nice everything about it. Yeah, the tires are up in real good shape, and they're very heavy duty tires, as you can see. And it's got a step here that slides in and out. Might as well go back out the way we came in, huh? To go back out into the trailer part. Just a really cool outfit. Just very cool. The only reason we're selling it is age. Is really bottom line. We're just getting old, and it's time to turn loose of a few things. And Sue is not using it as much as she used to. She's got her small horse trailer there that I rebuilt, and that's a much better option at this point in time, and she can still use that for many years. While we're down here, I'll show you a few other quick things. We have a hay rake here. This is a 3-point rake. You hook it onto the 3-point hitch of your tractor, and it really works well. You know, we had always had the pull type rakes, but me personally, after having this type, I would never have a pull type again. That 3-point is so handy. You come to the end of the line or whatever, you lift it up and you can go across your other lines without raking them out. JR apparently just bought this hay cutter here, or conditioner. You know, people call them different things. Hay bine is another word for them. So, and it will work. The only tractor we have with rear hydraulics is this John Deere. So we're hoping that the John Deere hydraulics and tractor will run this John Deere hay bine. This cuts the hay and supposedly conditions it. I think the conditioning part is a bunch of farce stuff. I don't think it does much. It's supposed to crinkle it when it runs it through there and make it dry better, but in my opinion, that part's kind of a bunch of hooey. It cuts it really well, and it kind of windrows it in a big pile, and that's good and bad. The pile won't dry as well, in my opinion, but JR sold on these. He thinks they're great. I think they're okay. I just don't think they're all that they're cut out to be. That's why they're not really used anymore, I think, is they just fell out of favor. There's a whole lot that's going to happen in order to cut all of this hay on the whole property. We've got hay in the back too, and they're going to cut it all this year, hopefully if the equipment works well. And going to get it all baled in square bales, although he does have a new round baler also. And I say new, meaning that it's new to him. Everything's used equipment. So that's always fun, and that's probably where I'll get sucked in, is in the used equipment part, is that things are going to break. They always do. Can't really see the Martins, but they're doing really well. It won't be long. They'll be, their young will probably be coming out flying and all that, and it won't be long after that they'll be leaving. They'll probably leave at the end of July, something like that, or maybe early August. And then the horseflies will be back. We've only seen 1 or 2 horseflies while they're here. I mean, it's really amazing how they can take care of the horseflies. And of course, you guys that know, that's my sawmill. And I haven't been able to use it as much because there's just too much going on. Too many problems, too many things breaking. The Ranger's still in the shop, and I've got it ready to go. And after I work on the air conditioner today, assuming that goes quickly, then the Ranger will be my next project.
It was a real tough day. Fixing, if you know anything about welding aluminum, first of all, it's not the easiest material to weld in the world. It's not crazy hard if you've set up for it and you've got everything, dialed in. Well, I don't, and I'm not. I'm not set up for it, and I don't have it dialed in. And I'm using that little, cheap Harbor Freight Titan 140 MIG welder. It's just a wire feed welder. And of course, I had to use 100% argon gas with it. But the problem with the wind blowing is that it blows the gas away. And, you can't keep the weld clean, and aluminum is really particular about keeping the weld clean and all of that. And the right temperatures and the right speed on the wire feed and all that stuff matters a lot. And I was really having trouble getting it dialed in, especially with the wind. And anyway, the wind had maybe died just a little bit. It was still pretty windy, though, in the evening. But I had watched enough videos that I kind of had a better idea of how to approach it. And it definitely was 50% better than it was in the morning or in the early afternoon in terms of welding quality. But 50% better was only 50% good because it wasn't any good at the beginning. It just really wasn't the best welding job ever. But once I sanded it down, it looked fine. I mean, you could hardly even tell that it happened after I got it cleaned up. But anyway, I got her done, and it was just through sheer stubbornness to get it done, pretty much, because I was determined to get that thing fixed. Anyway, that's a really nice trailer. If somebody's interested in that, be sure to shoot us an email, and we'll talk to you about it. Inflation has gone so rampant that things like that are crazy expensive now, especially if you buy one halfway new. That one there is in super good condition, so there's really nothing wrong with it at all, and we're not planning to give it away. Obviously, we don't expect to make a fortune either. But on the other hand, if you're serious about it and you would like, or maybe you know somebody that would be maybe interested, be sure to shoot us an email. Let's look at the comments here and see what we got going on. David Tharp says, for her birthday, took my wife to the orchard. We looked at trees for a couple of hours. Evidently, not the Apple Watch she was expecting. Hi, David Tharp. I'm a grown-up. I groan every time I get up. Boy, that's a fact. David says, I was born a male. I identify as a male, but according to Stauffer's lasagna, I'm a family of 4. You're on a roll today, David. He says, I ordered a book. He says, I ordered a book. Title was How to Scam People. I ordered it 3 months ago. I sure hope it arrives soon. I really like that one. Let's see. Robert Harris, request for next live concert. I'm home getting hammered while she's out getting nailed. Oh, my gosh. I don't think so. Banjo and Sullivan. Okay, let's see. David Tharp, my dad worked 12 hours a day to put food on the table. He sure was a slow cook. Good dad jokes. Bill Rhodes has a bunch of question marks, but then he follows it up with some more question marks. It says, good morning. Well, good morning to you, Bill. Let's see. Looking for more question marks. Scrolling through a whole lot of comments. Can't read them because I just can't read fast enough. I'm looking for question marks if I see them. Okay, Bill Rhodes says, how's the Polaris running? It's good and bad. It's definitely improved. I still have issues with the idle. It's running good now compared to the way it was running before. But now the idle is up on it, and I'm trying to figure out a way to lower the idle, and it doesn't. In order to get it to run good with that little machine that I use to tweak it, whatever you call that thing, I forget it now, but TPS sensor or something. Anyway, it was a mess. It's still not where I want it, but it's usable the way it is. So I'm okay with it the way it is, but that whole front end's got to be tore out and rebuilt now. So it's just not easy being me. Let's see, moving on down after we went live, looks like Walt Willard and Joe Nigan. Yeah, I'm pronouncing it like that. I don't know if that's close or not. There's Mark. We'll be at, when I saw Mark's name, that reminds me, we'll be at Dickie's Barbecue Pit this evening. If you're in the area, be sure to stop in. Let's see. Bill Mumbo has some question marks. Says, hi, everyone. Hope you are well. Can I direct you all to Phoebe Sanders' channel? She's a young banjo player. She has a fun character, plays clawhammer style well, and plays fretless banjo, too. Well, I don't think I know who she is, although it vaguely sounds familiar. Charlie says, Phoebe is great. Jeff Puris, all pop rivets aren't created equal. Yeah, if you remember, in case you think, well, you just don't have experience drilling out pop rivets. Well, remember, I used to build those road cases, and they were completely assembled with pop rivets. So I've drilled out my share of pop rivets, and typically they drill out just like that. Well, let me explain to you, those pop rivets didn't drill out at all. And they never did. I never did get them drilled out. They wouldn't drill, and they weren't spinning either, which is unusual because usually they spin, and these weren't spinning. They just were locked in place, and it was some kind of hard material. I assume it was stainless steel, but it wouldn't drill. And case hardened or something. And anyway, bottom line is I took a center punch and hit them as hard as I could hit them and finally got them to pop out. But boy, it was a pain in the neck. I mean, the large end of them came off. I drilled that, and then so it was just the shaft that was still stuck inside. And finally, I just punched them through, and it worked. Man, it was a pain. It seriously was a pain. Moving on down, let's see. James Copy says, hydraulic leak on our Caterpillar compact track loader, big skid steer. Dug a pond and built 2 berms to prepare for hurricanes. Well, there's a whole lot of work you can do with a skid loader. I'm telling you that for sure. Those things are handy. Ben Boyd, that horse trailer is nicer than a lot of homes down here in Arkansas. Well, I'd say it's nicer than some homes right around here, close. Let's see. DE, those hay binds are used everywhere in the area I live in. Yeah, they were real popular for a while. I don't think hardly any new ones are being produced anymore. They might be. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But there's so much better technology now, and to me, they're another awkward tool. I mean, they do a good job cutting. I mean, they probably cut hay better than for sure better than a sickle bar. And I don't know, these new disc mowers probably outperform them considerably, but they do a pretty good job of cutting hay. I just think that the part about them crimping the hay and them, making it dry better and all that, I think a lot of that is blowing smoke, in my opinion, because we've had a couple of them. This is not the first one we've had. We actually had, we had 2 other ones. One of them I don't think ever did work. It was just parts mostly. But we had one that we used for a number of years, and it did a good job of cutting, but I don't know about the crimping and all that. I don't think there's much to that. I'm sure other people have a different opinion. Daddy Hildebrandt, last time I welded aluminum, I had more holes than when I started. Yeah, that was part of my problem yesterday. I kept getting a lot of holes. Dottie says, how old is the horse trailer? And the truth is, I don't know. I don't honestly know. I'm thinking it's roughly 2017, roughly in that time frame, but I'm not sure about that. Since we've owned it, it's been kept inside the whole time, so the sun hasn't been beaten down on the tires, and it's not been out in the weather and stuff, so it's been kept up pretty nice since we've owned it. Bill Webb, tuning in late this morning. We are headed to Wisconsin. First leg of the trip is about 60 miles to Parrish, Texas for breakfast and to meet the rest of the group. Well, good luck with you, Bill. Hope everything is good and hope you travel safe. There's Mark Nadsum again. I always say it backwards. Nadsum. Jerry, any ideas how to clean rust out of a Alice Chalmers 720 gas tank? Some people tell me throw gravel in and paint thinner and shake it around, and I don't want to put gravel in my gas tank. Well, yeah, you wouldn't want to put, I don't think you're going to want to put stuff like sand in there for sure. Larger pebbles, pea gravel size like that, you could probably get away with it. It'll be fine, I think. But, I don't know, those products like, now I can't think of them. Evaporust, I think, is one of those things. That might be a good product for something like that. I don't know, because most things that you put that in, or generally you're dropping things into Evaporust, but you could do it the other way around, pour Evaporust in there, I think. And generally speaking, that stuff works pretty good. I don't think they give it away, though. I think it's fairly expensive. So, I don't know. Otherwise, I don't really have... I'm trying to think. I know I've done stuff like that before. I don't remember any particulars on anything that I know I've cleaned gas tanks out before, and I kind of think maybe I did use some gravel, kind of, honestly. Bill Webb, Paris, Texas, not Parrish. Yeah. Well, I kind of wondered if that was the way you spell it, because I think I remember hearing Paris, Texas before, but I hadn't heard of Parrish. Michael Peters, see you tonight. Okay, yeah, I remember somebody was going to be there, so Michael, we'll see you then. Carolyn Fike, yes, I like Phoebe's channel. She's a fantastic clawhammer player. I'll have to check her out. I probably seen her, but I don't remember the name. Let's see. Ronald Todd, Jerry, it sounds like you ran into stainless pop rivets very hard. Yeah, I think that's what they were. I'm pretty sure they were stainless. Chipwood, did either of your parents play musical instruments? No, they did not. In fact, not really at all. My mom could sing pretty well, but she never did. But my dad, I don't think he ever played anything. I remember in the 60s he had a guitar in his hand one time, but he didn't really play anything. There's going on down. Let's see. Ronald Todd, we call those hay bones crushers here. They are supposed to crush the hay to dry it faster. Yeah, I get that. I know that's what they're supposed to do. I'm just not so sure that it's all that it says it is. Paul Lanier, Jerry, when I drill anything in stainless, I use slow speed on the drill motor and dip the bit in carnauba wax many times, stop and start a lot of times per session. Well, I did use a slow speed. I didn't have any lubricants with me for that, but it just wasn't having it, I can tell you that for sure. Larry Fisher, and you have to understand too, with these were inside of aluminum. So guess where the drill wanted to go? You know, I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's the drill. If you can't stay right on that head of that stainless steel, you're definitely going to be drilling aluminum, because aluminum drill's very easy and the stainless isn't. So if the bit drifts at all, you're drilling in the aluminum. And I did do that once, but I tried to keep it in the center. I had a center punch, and you know, it just was a nightmare. It really was. Larry Fisher, maybe carbide tip concrete bits would drill those rivets. Carbide is very tough. Yeah, I've got quite a few carbide tip bits, but the ones that drill concrete aren't very good because they're kind of a blunt carbide. I guess you could sharpen them up. Let's see. Dottie Hildebrandt, does the trailer have an awning? I don't think so. I don't remember, but I don't think so. No, I don't think it does. Mark Nadsum, good idea with a length of chain in a tank. Oh, yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'm trying to get Yolanda to do a live tonight. Oh, yeah? So she's going to be live on YouTube tonight? That would be cool. Well, then I guess she's not going to be at the restaurant. I think, wasn't it Michael said he was going to be there? I think he was wanting to see her. So maybe she could come by the restaurant too, and we'll put her on for a song or two. If you got time, that's fine. But if you don't, I understand. Let's see. We got 180 viewers at the moment, and it looks like we're at the end. I guess my plan right now is to go back down there and go inside that horse trailer and figure out what's causing that fan not to spin on that air conditioner. As I've said several times, my guess is it's the mud daubers. They get into everything. They're just terrible here. I don't know. And in some places, maybe you guys don't even know what those are, but mud daubers are just I would say they're a type of a wasp. They don't seem to sting like other wasps do, but they build a mud nest rather than a paper nest, and they have lots of little holes in the mud nest. And those mud nests are, well, they're not as hard as mortar or concrete. They're softer than that, but they're close to mortar. You know, they're approaching the strength of mortar. And if enough of them get into a fan or something, it'll for sure freeze a fan up. It's not going to spin. So I kind of think that's what the problem is. Jeff Puris, cobalt drill bits for tough metals, expensive. Yeah, I do have cobalt bits. In fact, I got a whole set of them. I didn't try them on this yesterday. I probably should have. I knew, what I was dealing with there. And finally, I just said, screw it. I'm just going to knock them out. So I just punched them out. Mark Nadsum said, it could be the thermostat. I had the same problem on my motorhome. It's possible. It's possible. It could be anything. I'm hoping that it's just something real simple, and I kind of think it is, but, we'll find out. Sidecar Bob, stainless and aluminum is a bad combination for galvanic corrosion. Yeah, I would assume it is. I don't know about that. I know, regular metal with aluminum for sure would be. Stainless, maybe less. I don't know. It didn't seem to have any particular corrosion, but then again, that may have been why they weren't spinning, And I didn't really want them to spin, to be honest with you. That wasn't the point, but maybe that's why they weren't spinning. It was the galvanic corrosion. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to get off here and get started tearing something apart so I can see what the problem is. We'll see you tomorrow with something else.